From the Cronkite studios in downtown Phoenix, this is Cronkite News.
Hello and welcome to this special edition of Cronkite News. I'm Erin Johnson. Thanks for joining us. From new restaurants to budget grocery shopping, from fine dining to food truck startups, tonight we're taking a look at the food industry and its impact on the daily lives of millions of Arizonans.
Arizona is considered one of the worst states with a local commitment for local food, meaning local farmers aren't selling as much produce to customers in their area. I visited local farmers markets and spoke to the founder of a website to learn more about how they are looking to change that. Sweet bell peppers, juicy tomatoes, and crisp heads of lettuce. At farmers markets across the state, these are some of the local foods you'll find.
It's healthy, it's vibrant, it's alive, it's colorful, it tastes good, and you just don't get that in the grocery store.
Shopper Eric Rodemaker explains why he's up early at the Roadrunner Park Farmers Market in Phoenix.
Supporting the local agriculture community.
The support extends financially as well. A common misconception is that buying local food doesn't affect the state's economy, but that's not the case.
And the money stays here in the local economy, so as opposed to buying something in a national chain, you buy something locally, 75% of that money stays here in town.
And that's why there's a push now to make local food more available to Arizonans. Natalie Morris from Local First Arizona created the Good Food Finder to make finding local food easy.
I was really curious to see just how many small and medium scale food producers there were here in the state of Arizona, and I was willing to place a bet that we had quite a lot.
The website located nearly 200 Arizona farms and farmers markets alone, but Arizona still falls short on the national scale. The 2015 Locavore Index found that of the 50 states and Washington, D.C., Arizona has the second lowest per capita sales for local foods. Morris thinks the website will help with that.
A place for farmers and food artisans in the state to be able to promote themselves.
And as the project develops, that's what farmers say they'll do. Starting in October, most farmers markets in the state are adjusting their hours for the fall season. For more information on hours and locations, visit goodfoodfinder.com.
And food prices are on the rise in Arizona. According to a survey by the Arizona Farm Bureau, the cost of 16 basic grocery items was $54.57, up about 3.69 cents from just 3 months ago. Jesse Schultz found out what is behind this hike.
If it's not on sale, I'm not going to buy it.
That is Ann Coover's philosophy. As a mom of 3 kids, she recognizes the rise in Arizona food prices.
I do feel that groceries in general have gone up.
She's right. The Arizona Farm Bureau reports that in the third quarter of 2015, food prices have risen 6.5%.
For us at Arizona Farm Bureau, looking at it, we kind of said, wow, that's quite the increase.
Beef saw the biggest price increase. Sirloin up $1.67 to $7.65 a pound. Other foods that increased were salad mixes, apples, deli meats, chicken breasts, and cheese. The reason for the high price of beef is basic economics, low supply.
We're still feeling the effects of the drought last year, which significantly cut down the size of the herds. So the price of beef has continued to go up.
Coover is proactive about finding the best deal.
So I look and see who has, the best prices. I usually go to 3 or 4 stores.
Families like the Coovers can manage the increase, but those who can't are lower income families. St. Mary's Food Bank watches the food prices as well for the families that need their help.
They don't have the extra money to spend on food, so everything that they are not able to get, they're going to turn around and come to food banks to try to receive.
Coover says no matter the price, she's always sure she can get a deal.
Don't go to the store hungry. Don't go to the store without a list, and try to do the best that you can to meal plan.
Another tip, clip those coupons and watch the ads. In Phoenix, Jesse Schultz, Cronkite News.
With 10 days until Halloween and just a little more than a month to plan for that Thanksgiving meal, chances are a shopping trip for pumpkins is in your future. Cronkite News reporter Mitch Casada has the details on why Arizonans are getting a sweeter deal on prices.
Pumpkins, pumpkins, and more pumpkins. At Mother Nature's farm in Gilbert, October means pumpkin season.
I grow all of my pumpkins, so I have really good price control on what I have.
But this year, the national average cost for a pumpkin has increased 33 cents over last year. Arizona is one of the only states not affected by the hike. Why?
Throughout the Southwest, especially in Arizona, most of the pumpkin patches and a lot of the stores buy locally.
Not so for the rest of the country. 90% of the nation's pumpkins are grown in Illinois, one of the areas hardest hit by a drought across the Midwest. How much is a pumpkin going to cost you this season? Well, a small one like this is probably going to cost about $3. But a big one like this is going to cost closer to $15. Compared to the national trend of more expensive pumpkins, that's a steal.
Pumpkins in Arizona are grown in Arizona. Make sure you look for Arizona grown. It makes them a better pumpkin, I think.
In Gilbert, Mitch Casada, Cronkite News.
According to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, the average price of one pumpkin cost $4.35 this week. But that's a 10% increase from $3.95 pumpkins cost last week. Arizona has seen no price fluctuation.
Another area that has seen a boom is McDowell Road, once known as Miracle Mile. I took a look at the area that has seen a rejuvenation, thanks in part to the immigrants who live there.
This is like home, actually, for me. When I say home, I came here in 1998 for resettlement as a refugee.
Anduwale Hassan came from Ethiopia with nothing but the clothes on his back.
I remember the person who picked me up that night from the resettlement agency. And where is your luggage? I'm like, I don't have a luggage. Are you serious? Yeah.
He's built a life and a business on McDowell Road, and he's not alone.
My family came from Colombia in '91. I was about 2-3 years old. At a very young age, I was always involved in the store, whether I liked it or not.
The furniture store has evolved over the years along with McDowell Road. Once called the Miracle Mile in the 1950s because of thriving businesses. The area fell on hard times. Immigrants helped to revitalize it.
Definitely within the past 4 years, we've seen a large number of different shops, family-owned businesses come about.
Smooth Brew is one of the newest businesses. But instead of changing the community, they hope to add on to its unique flavor.
If you look at our menu and our recipes, we have a lot of diverse offerings. So for example, we have a horchata latte. So we do a lot of things like within our recipes and offerings that tailor to a diverse demographic.
Her personal experience helps shape her business approach.
I was born in the Philippines, and then I grew up on Guam. And Guam is a melting pot, and I feel like this neighborhood is the same way.
And that's attracting new customers from throughout Phoenix who want to experience the cultural mix and the modern-day Miracle Mile. Those looking to start a business can now use a new tool from the U.S. Census Bureau. It uses demographic and economic data to help entrepreneurs learn about the communities they could serve.
One Arizona high school is setting their students up for success. Glendale High School's Culinary program allows juniors and seniors to graduate with the advanced skills needed to take on a job in the kitchen. Cronkite News reporter Nicole Stein got a chance to attend one of the skill sessions.
When you go out to eat at a restaurant, your food comes out looking almost like a piece of art. Students here at Glendale High School are learning how to do just that. For example, learning how to take this omelet from this to that. Freshmen at Glendale High School are able to enroll in culinary classes. By junior and senior year, they can join the after-school Careers Through Culinary Arts program, or CCAP. This program allows high schoolers to get experience in the kitchen they wouldn't get elsewhere.
It's a program that's helping students gain industry certification through demonstration of industry skills such as knife cuts, French omelet technique, daily techniques that they would use out in the industry to help them gain employment.
The students are able to participate all 4 years and can advance at their own pace. But for some students, the kitchen is more than just a place to cook.
It's where I can be my true self. I love doing it. Like in the kitchen, everything else goes away, and I'm just focused, and I love doing it.
And that same feeling goes beyond the students.
To see the growth in technique and their knowledge and their passion is something very special.
By the time they are juniors and seniors, they are eligible to compete for the CCAP scholarships. Students that are one of the top 30 competitors receive scholarships anywhere from $1,000 all the way to a full ride at a culinary institute. Michaela Grooms is one of those finalists.
I got a scholarship to Arizona Culinary Institute here in Scottsdale, and I will start there in August.
Those students who don't receive scholarships are still able to pass the certification test, which helps them get jobs in the restaurant industry. In Glendale, Nicole Stein, Cronkite News.
In the urban sprawl that is the Valley of the Sun, there are new efforts to create unique gathering spots for communities and spur new business opportunities in historic buildings. One example has a new home on Roosevelt Row. Cronkite News reporter Ryan Hale takes us to DeSoto Central Market.
Hectic. I mean, there's so much going on here.
In 1928, the DeSoto building was home to a car dealership, but today it has been transformed.
A place where you can come and there's multiple different restaurant concepts. There's produce, there's groceries, all the things you need under one roof.
With currently 6 different restaurants open, including a bar, DeSoto Central Market is trying to embrace the unique culture of downtown Phoenix.
Everybody who understands the maturation of metropolitan Phoenix is excited for projects like the DeSoto. It's the kind of project that we need to continue to add to our urban fabric if we want to have a vibrant city core.
We just love embracing the downtown neighborhood, the arts culture that's happening down here, and it just really fits in. It's time that Phoenix had a big city concept like this.
With this unique big city concept being one of the first of its kind here in Phoenix, DeSoto Central Market may face a few bumps in the road.
The challenge is, can you deliver the experience, the quality, for a price that people will want to frequent it on a regular basis?
DeSoto hopes they can embrace the downtown culture and continue to be a gathering place for local residents. In Phoenix, Ryan Hale, Cronkite News.
DeSoto Central Market will be opening their oyster bar next week and have plans to have a total of 10 restaurant concepts up and running when the market is complete.
A new type of business model is expanding into the Valley food scene. One example is French Fry Heaven, a new franchise that moved in last month. Cronkite News reporter Devin Connolly takes us to see how the fast casual restaurant is vying and frying for success.
Opening a restaurant at a university would seem like a recipe for success. But the Paseo Exchange on ASU's campus, 8 different businesses have come and gone over the past 5 years, according to landlords' reports.
21 buffalo chicken.
The newest arrival, French Fry Heaven, is throwing out the cookbook and starting from scratch. The CEO is ASU alum Scott Nelouet. The entrepreneur has opened 17 restaurants since 2011 and has now claimed a vacant space in Tempe. He believes his business is here to stay.
This Vista del Sol area, I think we're a difference maker for them because there's been a lot of upheaval here. One of the key things that some of the groups and some of the areas that we've gone into and figured out about us is that we draw traffic.
Franchisee Amit Kapoor explains the strategy that sets them apart from other businesses.
They invest a lot and reinvest a lot into the franchise, which I'm really happy about. And I think the food just speaks for itself. There's nothing really I can say until people really come in and try it, because I think once people try it, like they're all just enamored by it.
According to the building manager, Heaven is one of 5 companies who have replaced businesses in the Paseo Exchange since 2013. The last tenant in the space lasted less than 1 year.
With the amount of businesses opening, relocating, and closing in this area, we asked French Fry Heaven if they are up for the challenge.
We've got to keep reminding people that you're here and getting out there. But at the end of the day, the number one thing is we've got to deliver a great product.
Which Nelouet hopes will be enough to ensure success in a center where others have struggled. In Tempe, Devin Conley, Cronkite News.
The restaurant is now open for business. It's located at 681 East Apache Boulevard.
There's a new trend in the restaurant world. The customer creates the exact menu item they want. The made-to-order concept is becoming very popular here in Arizona. Ariel Rose spoke with 2 business owners who have engaged the idea of custom-made food choices.
It's fun to come up with new waffles that are seasonal and that pertain to Arizona.
Seasonal ingredients, regional favorites, both are part of a movement in the restaurant industry. 2 Valley eateries, Waffle Love and Fractured Prune, are embracing these concepts and putting the customer in the chef's hat.
You can top it the way you'd like with one of our 20 glazes and up to 2 of our 14 different toppings. So there's thousands of combinations. So that's what makes our product unique.
The franchise allows allows customers to suggest ideas for new menu items as well. And the Arizona Restaurant Association believes we'll see these trends on more menus.
Because they're just new, they're different. People have become more in touch with the kind of foods they want to eat, the kind of sources from where that food comes. Is it locally grown?
Waffle Love uses locally grown fruits for toppings and a regional favorite, the Cinnabliss waffle.
Arizona was our inspiration for that because fried ice cream is like a really big thing here. And so we made a waffle that tastes just like fried ice cream.
Thanks to this trend and the popular concept, total food sales have increased in the state.
This year alone, Arizona restaurants are going to have total food sales of $11.5 billion. Which is huge, and it puts us in the #1 position nationwide for the second consecutive year for year-over-year sales growth.
Chukri says the restaurant industry is exciting because it's constantly evolving and there are limitless opportunities for creating different menu selections. In Scottsdale, Ariel Rose, Cronkite News.
Fractured Prune will open their 5th facility in Tempe next to Arizona State University and plans to open 10 total across the state, including some in Flagstaff and Tucson.
Every November, Arizona joins in celebrating a popular Central American food, pupusas. The traditional dish is the star attraction at the Pupusa Festival in Phoenix. As Cronkite News reporter Carla Leon shows us, it's a chance to experience Salvadoran culture here in the Valley.
It's a festival to celebrate the pupusa. Pupusas are made of corn flour and stuffed with a variety of fillings: meat, beans, vegetables, and of course, cheese.
Pupusas are so popular in El Salvador that they actually have their own holiday, which is the second Sunday of November.
The pupusa's popularity knows no borders. More than 4,000 people turned out for the Arizona Pupusa Festival.
We all come together to eat. Everybody has to eat, and I think pupusas would be a great way for people to learn about the culture and to try new food.
The pupusa is a symbol of the growing Central American community here in Arizona.
La comunidad latina en los Estados Unidos.
Salvadoran community is growing every day and is part of the Hispanic influence and economic engine for the United States.
Many, like the Ramirez family, started their own businesses to get ahead.
And try to make something happen, for ourselves and for our families. And hopefully at the same time, impact the community as well.
Central American immigrants left their homeland to build a better life in the U.S.
I think a lot of times there's a negative connection, when you think of El Salvador with all the negative things that are going on over there. And I think this is a good way to highlight the positive.
By sharing a tradition and a taste from home. In Phoenix, I'm Carla Leon, Cronkite News.
Almonds are now the most consumed nut in America, surpassing even peanuts. That's according to the USDA. And a local nut butter maker told me that the almond craze is also happening in the nut butter world, giving peanut butter a run for its money. Jeff Malcoon is changing the face of nut butters, and it all starts here.
Welcome to Peanut Butter Headquarters. This is where the head nut works.
But he was far from here when he got the idea to start his own peanut butter business.
While I was in South America, I noticed that they were growing peanuts, but I couldn't find peanut butter anywhere. So that's what kind of got the idea in my head.
Since 2013, Peanut Butter Americano has made different variations of the American staple, like cinnamon honey and Choco Blanco peanut butter. But another nut is stealing the show.
Since we rolled out our 2 delicious flavors of almond butter about a year ago, they've really grown to be 2 of our best sellers. And the cinnamon roasted almond is probably our best seller at this point.
America's love affair with almonds can be attributed to a change in how we eat and the perception that almonds are healthier.
Overall, I think consumers are more health conscious now than they were 10 years ago, and it's really made the availability of products like almond butter widely available in most stores now.
But don't rule out peanut butter just yet.
No, peanut butter is not bad for you. It's a little lower in vitamin E and magnesium, has a little bit less fiber, but it is high in protein.
Peanut Butter Americano already ships nationwide and will continue selling at farmers markets.
Farmers markets are awesome because you get to talk to people, you get to see people's smiles,
But Jeff's goal now is to take his nut butters international. If you're opting for almond butter because you have an allergy, keep in mind a lot of plants process both peanut and almond butter, and even a little cross-contamination can cause a reaction.
Now, when people think of bees, they think of them as a nuisance. But as Lacey Darrow reports, bees are an important part of our ecosystem, and they're in danger.
With buzzing bees hard at work, plants are being pollinated, crops are growing, and food is being produced. But recently, beekeepers like Dennis Arp have been noticing something rather alarming with their beehives.
Last year we had hives, a group of 120 hives up near Mormon Lake, and we moved 120 in and we only moved 60 out. We had like 50% losses.
In recent years, bees have been dying or mysteriously vanishing from their hives. This condition is often called colony collapse disorder. Although the exact cause can be different from hive to hive, the effect is all the same. The demand for bees becomes higher, farmers will pay more for the bees, and the price of the produce goes up, costing you more money at the grocery store.
If you're fortunate enough to not suffer from all this colony collapse stuff and be in an area where you can really produce a bumper honey crop, it's great.
A beekeeper with healthy bees can charge more for their services and make more in return, but researchers like Dr. Gloria DeGrande Hoffman says it's only a matter of time before everyone feels the impact.
We've been hovering around 30% colony losses for several years now. I have known beekeepers who have lost much more than 30%, and that's a real economic hardship on the beekeeper.
Dr. DeGrande Hoffman has dedicated almost 30 years to studying bees at the Carl Hayden Bee Research Center. She's especially interested in what bees eat.
If you don't have good nutrition, you're more susceptible to pathogens and disease because your immune system is not reacting at its full potential.
She hopes that by studying the nutrition of bees, we can have a better understanding of how to keep them healthy.
That's my goal, is to reduce these losses.
She said that if we continue to see a dramatic loss in bee colonies, it will have an impact on the nation's food supply and economy.
It would really hurt productivity of United States agriculture greatly.
A $775 billion industry. From Tucson, Lacey Darrow, Cronkite News.
Now, if you want to help keep bees healthy, there are a few simple things you can do at home. Plant flowers, avoid pesticides, and talk to others about the importance of bees.
If you look up at a palm tree, you may see a fruit unique to Arizona, but getting these dates down from the trees and into your kitchen may not be as easy as you think. Reporter Winnie Mancini visited a date farm to see how the date harvesting process works.
Thanks, Kayla. These yellow clusters hanging from the limbs of the palm trees behind me are ripe with dates. And with fall in full swing, it's time to harvest one of Arizona's homegrown fruits.
With tools in hand on a soggy day, Deborah Thurkill and Greg Cordes maneuver large palm leaves.
They're sweet and delicious right off the tree. They don't need any processing whatsoever.
Thurkill is talking about the different varieties of dates she harvests from ASU's Date Arboretum with the help of volunteers like Cordes.
There are date palms all around, and some of them have bags to keep the birds out, so I knew that they were actually cultivating them.
The Arboretum produces 3,500 pounds of dates in a good year. This team is picking Black Sphinx dates.
This would bring a premium price.
Other rare dates grow in ASU's Date Grove. It's known as a germplasm or a genetic bank because it hosts uncommon dates and it's one of only 3 in the country. But harvesting these sweet treats takes motivation.
The palm fronds are very sharp, and you can't see them on the actual fronds, but inside the tree they have spines that are several inches long that will prick you.
You're gonna go with the gold ones?
The dates end up in volunteers' careful gloved hands. Longtime participant Joanna Castorana says some people try dates for the first time when packing them.
They have this, I'm not sure about this, but it's really sweet.
But you don't have to go to the Arboretum to get your hands on these dates. In gold and white boxes, their next stop is your local farmer's market.
Although you can find dates all over Arizona, the fruits are harvested on the Polytechnic campus and packed on the Tempe campus. Interested volunteers are always welcome, and free tasting is included. Live in downtown Phoenix, Winnie Mancini, Cronkite News.
The number of wineries has nearly doubled in Arizona since 2001, and more of these wineries are starting to buy local grapes for their crushes. Cronkite News reporter Brooke Waswitz went to check out some West Valley wineries.
I know what the Arizona soil tastes like, and I like the wine made from Arizona.
Gavin Galifond says he's happy to join the trend of using Arizona grapes for winemaking, instead of importing them from California.
California can't produce an Arizona wine.
Growers say Arizona has its perks: low cost, perfect climate, and no water restrictions.
Each year we've been able to add more and more Arizona grapes onto it. In 2014 we did 97% of our grapes were Arizona.
And he's hoping that this year they'll hit 100%.
The quality of the wine, the quality of the fruit that's being produced, the bar's been raised and everybody's expecting better.
Owner of Javelina Leap Winery, Rod Snap, only uses Arizona grapes.
They're crazy not to use Arizona fruit. It's the best in the world.
The wine industry in Arizona has grown at nearly 700% over the last 14 years.
Last year it was, I believe they were hitting the 100 mark or have hit the 100 mark now.
Many of them using Arizona grapes.
Whatever goes in the bottle, they should be telling the truth about it.
Both Snap and Galifond are proud to label their bottles with a Grown in Arizona sticker.
If you buy local, 43 out of $100 stays in the state. If you buy from a national chain or brand, $13 of it stays in the state.
Buying local gives Galifond the opportunity to put more money back into the community, which he hopes will bring in more business and keep prices low.
We're producing wines $15 a bottle, fabulous wines, up to $49 a bottle.
Besides the price point, what makes Arizona grown wine so good?
The soil, the elevation, the difference in temperatures, everything makes it different, but they're fabulous wines.
And hoping to be a fabulous addition to Arizona's economy. In Peoria, Brooke Waswitz, Cronkite News.
That's it for Cronkite News tonight. Thanks for joining us. For top Arizona stories anytime, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.